about the time we were getting ready for his coming home party, because he was supposed to be coming home within that week or two. And we're getting decorated in the house. My name's Larry Ruiz. My brother was Raymond Ruiz. He was killed in Vietnam in July of 1967. I was in the kitchen with my mom, and we saw across the street a car pull up, and it was a Marine. He was pretty decorated, and a priest. And then I remember my mom screaming. My dad's name is Rookie. My mom is Jessie. My, of course, Ray. Then my other brother was Roy. Myself, and then I have a younger sister, Arlene. We used to live in LA, and they wanted to get out of LA. We used to live by this park, has a park, and it was getting pretty a little rough. So my parents, she said, my aunt lived in Pico Rivera, and my parents, she told me how nice it was. So this was in '63. So we moved out here, and I've been living there since, off and on. When we were growing up, we went to a Catholic school for a few years, so in LA, St. Teresa's. And then when he came here, I think he must have went to North Park and then Rancho. I'm pretty sure North Park was around back then. This photo right here was during Christmas. It was at my aunt's house in Montebello. And we used to go out there usually for Christmas or Thanksgiving. And I just remember I don't remember it, but from looking at the photo, I remember my dad always used to tell us we always had to dress up for Christmas and Thanksgiving, always look nice. My dad always was one to always kind of like, when he was younger, always liked to look nice. My mom too, I remember my mom always being always having her makeup on and just looking just like a mom, I guess. But yeah, that's what I do recall about this one photo, is the being there for I think it was Christmas. I just remember him, he was always a protector. My other brother always pushed me around, or he was kind of a little bit of a bully, and he would always be there for me. And I just remember him always helping my dad around the house, doing whatever he can. And before he went to Vietnam, he was working at McDonald's. I think it was senior year, he was working at McDonald's, and he would come home and smelling like McDonald's every time. And he would tell me about how they used to get rid of a lot of the food. I just thought it was pretty sad. Well, can't you just give it to a couple of stray dogs around there or something like that? Instead of throwing it away, because now the manager would throw away all that food. So I must have been 13, 14. I think I was in the 7th grade, 6th, 7th grade, somewhere around that. I think it was junior high. I'm not too sure.
Because you guys were 7 years apart.
Correct, yeah.
So you were like 12, because he was like 19.
Yeah.
I'm Beatrice Seraphin. I'm Larry Ruiz's Ruiz. We don't say Ruiz, but it's Ruiz's wife. We've been married 40 years. For me, I remember when we were close to his parents, we'd go visit him. For holidays, of course, Larry always visited his parents once a week when they lived here, and we lived in Los Alamitos. And then I could see that they really didn't talk about it, but kind of at a distance, so when Ray, and then that was it. For me, I have always seen Larry's commitment and loyalty to his brother, to his family, and especially when it came to Vietnam. And I've seen, as time has gone even longer since his brother passed away, was killed in Vietnam, Larry's devotion and strength has even grown stronger.
Well, as far as the person, he was a good guy. Like I said, he did. He said I just remember him always being there for me, and he did talk to me. I can't tell you about what, but we did have conversations. And he was always there for my parents, helping them out. So he was a person that always was there for you if you needed him. So I learned a lot from him in that way. I think he was getting drafted, and he had his friend Lloyd. He was in the Marines, and he told him that about how he really enjoyed being in the Marines. So that's when he joined the Marines. Boot camp, San Diego. He was in San Diego, boot camp. And as far as going away party, I don't really recall going away party. He must have had something for him. I know we were getting ready for his party when he was coming back home. I just remember going to his graduation. And I remember him being around not that long, and then that's when they sent him to Vietnam. Well, actually, after he graduated from boot camp in San Diego, I just remember him being around, not really, it seemed like a couple of weeks, and they sent him to Vietnam pretty quick. The last time I saw my brother was, I don't remember the date when he left for Vietnam, but I was helping him pack to leave, and my mom was taking it pretty hard. So my dad, friends, they came by and picked him up. They said their goodbyes, and they came by and picked him up. So they went, because they had a hard time saying bye to him. So I was helping him unpack and stuff like that. And him and I were talking. We talked for about an hour. So I just remember walking him to the taxi and just, hugging him and telling him bye. He wasn't talking about leaving or how he felt going to Vietnam or anything like that. We're just talking.
Just small.
Yeah. His brother talk. He was ready to come home within that week or two. Yes, the first year he was there. He would write us letters and just tell us about what was going on over there. Not too much details. I had a hard time reading his letters, but he would. My parents would mention what was going on out there and how he just felt being out there. It's a whole different world. And him and his friends were so young, 18, 17. Said some guy was 17. I don't think at that time, I don't think you really can be drafted at 17, but he said that guys were young there, so. Okay, so I just remember my mom screaming, and the priest and the Marine, I don't remember what rank he was. I remember he had a lot of medals, or not medals, but this, a couple of bars on his uniform. And really, that's all I really remember about that. There's him coming in and talking to my parents, and I really don't remember anything after that. It was pretty tough because he was really, I never experienced anybody dying in our family before. We used to have my grandparents, all my uncles, and so it was pretty tough. I had a hard time with him passing away, and it lasted for a while. At the time, I really didn't talk to anybody about it, my uncles or cousins. And my parents, like I said, they took it pretty hard, so it was hard for them to talk about it still. But yeah, it was tough. It was tough for a while. We'll go to the cemetery and visit him. We'll go as a family, go and visit him. I know people, kids at school would ask me about my brother, and a lot of them would just ask me how he felt, and I'll just tell them, just sad. And well, I know when he after he passed away, I did learn more about the Vietnam War and how when the soldiers came back, a lot of them had problems, and they used to call them baby killers. And they would really, a lot of people didn't appreciate it. Then later on in life, as I learned a little bit more, I did go to protest for the war. I remember, not that one particular, but later on, different things that they're talking about with Vietnam.
Your wife mentioned that you visit your brother's gravesite and with your parents. What do you think about when you're there?
Oh, I usually just talk to him about, what's going on and going on in life and all that. And it's nice. I have a nice time. Now my grandparents are there too, so it's nice. I usually try to visit him at least 4 or 5 times a year during the Christmas and his birthday, different holidays. So
it just touched me so much to know that they are being honored and respected for their lives that they committed and the lives that they didn't get to live. And so that now people will see through the story that you guys are reaching out and gathering what was lost in these men that gave up their lives at boys really, at such a young time. And so for Larry, I know that he's talked about it with me, and that now his brother passed away last year, his older brother, between him and Ray. And so he wished that his brother could have been here to see this, because he sees the value that you guys are placing on what they gave up.